Okay, good morning, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started, and we will ask for your forgiveness as people perhaps come on and go off if the computer decides to tell us that. But we want to respect everyone's time and go ahead and get started this morning. So good morning, everyone. This is Commissioner Scar. Today is Tuesday, June 6, 2023, and we'll call this meeting to order at 8:04 a.m. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute their phone. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak, again pressing *6. It is very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. So let's start with the Board of Commissioners roll call. Commissioner Bell, are you with us?
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning. And Commissioner Yamamoto?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioner. Okay, Adventist Health Tillamook, Eric Swanson, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning. I can hear you,
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, good. I am a known participant this morning. So, 17 patients in the hospital this morning, plus one brand new baby. Ambulance crews yesterday transported 9 911 transports, 1 transfer, and 1 transport home. 85 patients boarding in emergency departments across Oregon today. That's 25 more than yesterday. There's 380 patients waiting to be discharged, but with no place to go, 9 less than yesterday. Today I'm in Portland. I serve on the state EMS committee, and this morning we have a Rules Advisory Committee meeting to look at the administrative rule, modifying the administrative rule, which requires paramedics in Oregon to have an associate's degree. And in Oregon and the rest of the nation, we have a shortage of paramedics, and we are taking up the discussion this morning. Should we suspend the rule that requires them to have an associate's degree, and the associate's degree can be in anything, in order for one to be a paramedic in the state? For example, if you are a paramedic who retired from, let's say Seattle Fire Department, and you decide to retire into Tillamook County on the Oregon coast and want to work a little bit in your retirement years, even though you've been a paramedic for 20, 25 years, if you don't have an associate's degree, you don't get an Oregon license, which creates a barrier for us. So it'll be an interesting discussion this morning, and they have a second meeting scheduled later in the month, so I don't think it'll be resolved today, but we're taking that on this morning. So with that, unless you have questions for me, I will go back on mute.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. And that is a really interesting requirement, and one that definitely, I'm sure, slows down the number of people that could be excellent paramedics. So thank you for your work to be part of that statewide group.
Absolutely.
Okay, unless there are other questions for Eric, we will.
Well, this is Commissioner Bell.
Yes,
I just have a little, thank you. I just have a little good news to share with Eric. I was at the TVCC board meeting last night where we heard that 20 EMT students passed their course. So we have 20 new EMT folks who I'm sure need to get certified, but they passed their course, and that was announced in our board meeting last night.
Yes, that's excellent news, and I saw that posted as well. And we have, I'll do an ad. We have openings for full-time, part-time, and per diem EMTs. So once they get an Oregon EMT license, we'd love to start interviewing them now, so that as soon as they have their license, they can start the training process and get to work.
That's wonderful, and a great partnership. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Eric. That's all. And Commissioner Bell. Fabulous news. Okay. Moving on. As always, I will take a moment to pause to see if any of the Coastal Caucus were able to join us this morning. I know things are moving along in the state legislature committees as they move bills forward in preparation for the hope that there will be a short finish to this session where many things can get done. So keep your fingers crossed on that. Okay, not hearing anyone, we will move on to the Tillamook County Community Health Center. Good morning. Good morning, Ed. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Tillamook County. This is Ed with the Health Department. We just wanted to bring up some announcements here. June is Pride Month. Pride Month is a celebration of the freedom to be who you are. Pride raises awareness of the issues facing the LGBTQIA2S+ community. Johns Hopkins Medicine reports that in 2022, approximately 250 anti-LGBTQ+ bills have been introduced across numerous states, threatening LGBTQ+ rights and health care. Pride is both a time of celebration and a renewal of commitment to continue to fight for civil rights and greater acceptance and inclusion of all LGBTQ+ people in our world. If you have been in our clinic recently, you might have noticed our new window clings, their Safe Space sticker. We are dedicated to creating safe space for all and the increasing inclusivity in healthcare. Happy Pride. Now, flu and COVID-19 vaccines remain available by appointment at many healthcare facilities and pharmacies in Tillamook County, including our main health center location. As a reminder, Tillamook County Community Health Centers will be offering COVID vaccines by appointment on Tuesdays and Thursday only. If you have questions on if you are eligible for another booster or not, please either contact your own primary care provider or you can call our public health nurse who will help guide you. For resources and support in finding a vaccine, you can call our helpline at 503-842-3940 or 211. At-home COVID test kits do remain available at all county library branches as well as at our main clinic off of 9th Street. Now, the Fentanyl Aware Northwest campaign consists of 5 separate phases, and this week we are transitioning into phase 2, which is all about Narcan. Narcan, otherwise known as naloxone, quickly reverses opioid overdoses, including ones from fentanyl. Naloxone is a medication approved by the Food and Drug Administration designed to rapidly reverse opioid overdose. It is an opioid antagonist, meaning that it binds to opioid receptors and can reverse and block the effects of other opioids, such as heroin, morphine, and oxycodone. The medication is sprayed up the nose and will only have an effect on a person who has opioids in their system, meaning it causes no harm to someone not experiencing an opioid overdose. Knowing about and carrying Narcan does not increase drug use, it only saves lives of those who could overdose. Find out where locally to get Narcan and watch videos on how to use it on our website, fentanylawarenorthwest.com. And we'll turn it back over to you, Commissioner.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions for Ed? Okay, hearing none, we will continue through our agenda. Halem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Ed, for the important information about Narcan. It's very important for the community to understand the role that we have, and we also have Narcan kits available to those who are interested in receiving those. Just a couple of other announcements from us here at the Nehalem Bay Health Center. This Friday, June 9th, starting at 7 at Goodspeed Park in Tillamook is the movie night and bilingual resource fair. There will be activities, food, and fun for the whole family. Special thanks to the City of Tillamook for partnering with us on this event, and thanks to all our community partners who are participating in the resource fair. It's Tuesday, and that is also another opportunity for me to give a plug for the North County Walking Group, which continues here every Tuesday morning at 10, led by the wellness team here at Nehalem Bay Health Center. Visit nehalembayhealth.org for details. For information about other walking groups in Tillamook County, please visit tillamookcountywellness.org. And finally, patient transportation services we do have available. If you are interested, please give us a call at 800-368-5182 for more information. And thank you.
All right, thank you, Gail. Any questions for Gail? Okay, not hearing any, we'll move on to Tillamook Family Counseling. Frank, are you with us?
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Frank Hannah Williams, Director, Tillamook Family Counseling Center, Behavioral Health Services for Tillamook County residents. Just a brief message this morning. Want to sort of add on to Ed's acknowledgement about June being Pride Month. And Pride Month is when the world's LGBTQ communities come together and celebrate the freedom to be themselves. And I want to just underscore the freedom to be themselves may be the freedom to be a provider and to be part of our provider network here, and also to be individuals who are being served by our agency. I would like to acknowledge our partnership with Tillamook Community Health Centers around and the harm reduction activities in naloxone that has already been underscored here today. And if you have concerns in relation to our services, have questions about appointments or to make an appointment, 503-842-8201 or 1-800-962-2851. And if there are any questions, I will take them now.
Hey, are there any questions for Frank? Okay, not hearing any. We will move on to the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Brown.
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning.
We've been pretty busy the last 2 or 3 weeks. Seems a little early in the season for the amount of calls that we're getting. I apologize, I don't have stats today. Maybe next week I can get some prepared. We have an active situation down in South County that's being worked on between the Stucca Fire as well as the Sheriff's Office and more, I'm sure. Because of the sensitive nature of it and because it is an ongoing investigation, that's about all I can say. And like I said, we've been real busy. We've been getting a lot of interesting type of calls, lots of fire calls, lots of crashes and whatnot. Again, just wanting people to be safe and be patient. If you can hold off on burning your garbage or burning your brush, please do so. Things have dried out tremendously. Other than that, we're just preparing and working towards the busy summer season. So that's all I have. I can take questions if there is any.
Perfect. Are there any questions for the Sheriff? Okay, not hearing any. We will move on to emergency management. I know that Randy Thorpe was traveling this morning and he said he would try to call in, and if so I'm just going to give him a second to see if he is one of our unknown callers. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, because it is the first Tuesday of the month, we have Oregon Department of Transportation, Bill Jablonski, with us this morning. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Commissioner Sklar. Good morning, everyone in Tillamook County. This is Bill Jablonski. I'm the ODOT area manager here based in Astoria. Just some general updates on the maintenance side coming up for the summer. There's going to be your typical pothole patching, mowing, and blade patching coming this month and next on Oregon 6 and 101, kind of hitting those trouble spots that we all know too well in your area there in Tillamook. We are going to do some piling repairs at the Tillamook River Bridge on Neacharts Highway, which is Oregon 131. About 7.49, so just east of the Tillamook city limits, the bend in the road. That bridge there is going to have some piling work. The work will be done under the bridge deck, so you won't be seeing the ODOT maintenance crews on the roadway. They'll be underneath the bridge doing their work there. That'd be July, August time frame for a couple of weeks. Work will also be done. That bridge actually is scheduled to be recoated, or it's a painting job for coating for the salt air here at the coast, and that's scheduled to be recoated here next summer. So more to come on that as we get bids in and we find out contractor schedules. So heads up on that. Oregon 6, the corridor study, which was introduced by then Representative Weber, which is House Bill 4053. It's going into its final draft, which is being developed from the input and feedback from the public, the Stakeholder Advisory Committee, the Technical Advisory Committee. The deadline for ODOT to the legislature is this September of 2023. And then some projects that have been identified in this study, i.e. rumble strips, both center and shoulders, and also the intersection improvements at Wilson River Loop Road are currently in design. ODOT has been proactive and not waiting for the completion of the study. When we have found opportunities in our statewide transportation improvement program, we've advanced those projects to the current STIP and moving forward those with design. So we're working towards what the goal is on that study ahead of time, and we're looking forward to completing those as well. That's all I have updates for this month. I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions for Bill? Okay, not hearing any. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate the opportunity to hear directly from ODOT, and I know that our highways are a big concern for lots of people. So thank you for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks.
Okay, Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Bell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I'd like to make just a few announcements. One, there's a couple interesting things happening at the library. This year, the library will be hiring a teen intern. It's a summer position for a teenager. That position has been announced, so if you go to the county website, you'd be able to find it. It's about a half-time position, and it's really exciting, and it's for a teenager to work with the summer reading program. We also are looking for a new library advisory board member. That position has also been announced. You can find it on the website. I believe it's in the Headlight Herald, or will be next week. Should be for the month of June. We'll be accepting applications through June. The library board is advisory to the county commissioners, and we appoint the library board members, and look forward to having a new board member join the team. I wanted to mention that the May 16th election will be certified this week on Thursday, I believe, and that's exciting because there are a couple of close races, one race that's just separated by one vote. So I'd just like to mention to folks who are listening that locally your vote really counts. Every single vote counts. It's not the first time we've had a race separated by one vote. So we'll see if that changes. A one vote triggers an automatic recount. So, and also there would have been ballots that were coming in by mail and ballots that people signed. And I know we've talked about this before, but I'll just mention it again, that when you sign your ballot, your signature, your permanent legal signature is on file, and the clerk's office checks every single signature. So if your signature has changed, and the way that you signed your ballot in this election doesn't match the signature on file, the clerk's office will hold your ballot, contact you by mail, ask you to come in and re-register, submit your signature, and see that it matches the way that you signed your ballot. So there was last time I looked, there was a short stack of those, and in fact my son was one of those people whose adult signature had changed from the one they had on file, and so he re-registered, and they matched it up, and then they counted his ballot. So it's possible that race that's one vote apart will change, and it's possible that it won't. So every single vote counts. And I just want to say congrats to graduates, high school graduates all over the county, and to their families. It's a wonderful milestone and a huge accomplishment, and I'm also looking forward to the TBCC graduation in a couple weeks. So with that, I will sign off. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay, Commissioner Yamamoto.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for the time. So it's been kind of busy moving forward. Last Tuesday evening, we held our first public short-term rental public hearing. We had a lot of people in the room. We had so many people testify. Everyone held their composure and did a terrific job. It's important that we get this public input as we're making this decision to update our Ordinance 84 for short-term rentals. I know there are a lot of passions on both sides of this issue. But these types of public hearings are very important. We have another one coming up on the 13th, the second, and I think maybe final public hearing on the short-term rental regulations before we deliberate and try to figure out exactly how we're going to put this all together. But again, your public input on this is extremely important. I just want to mention, I've had several people contact me wanting to sit down personally and have a conversation about the short-term rental regulations moving forward. And the unfortunate answer I'm having to give people is that right now, because we're in the middle of deliberations, trying to figure out exactly which way we're going to go, it's difficult for me to sit down with people and have these one-on-one conversations. I encourage everyone to be at the next meeting on the 13th and provide verbal testimony and or written testimony. It's all really important that we understand your views moving forward. So that's on my list of to-do things. On Wednesday of last week in the afternoon, I attended an OBAC meeting, Oregon Broadband Advisory Council meeting, and we're doing these quarterly, although I think we're going to have to start to change that around. Things are happening rather rapidly right now, except for one important issue, and that is House Beat, and you've heard me talk about this before, House Beat 3201, 2301, one of those numbers. And what has to happen in order for us to be eligible for the federal dollars that are gearing up to be spread out to the states, we have to meet certain minimum standards as set forth by the federal government. This bill has had a lot of ups and downs as it moved through the legislature, but we finally agreed on a bill that satisfied all sides, which is terrific. We appreciate that very much. But now we have another issue in that our Republican legislative senators in the state of Oregon have kind of walked out. And so everything is on hold for a lot of these bills. And this is an important one. You know, I've been talking to you about how much money Oregon could be eligible for, and we initially thought maybe up to $700 million. The most recent number that was reported to us at the OBAC meeting from Business Oregon, it's much closer to $900 million that Oregon could be eligible for to help Oregon install a lot of high-speed fiber so that Oregonians can benefit from this. So this is really important. I know there's been conversation in the legislature about the R's coming back maybe on the 22nd or I believe 22nd of June to wrap up some final business and talk about nonpartisan bills that everyone can agree on and make sure we get those passed along with the budget. It's my understanding now that the D's have decided no, that's not the way they want to move forward. So, but it's early. Well, it's early. As we get closer to sine die, we're in uncharted territory in the state of Oregon. We really are. So what's going to happen could happen is anybody's guess. But bills, and again, there are some bills that I would just love to see die. But there are others, many others, which are vitally important to the people in the state of Oregon. House Bill 3201 is one of them. There's no reason for the state of Oregon to leave almost $1 billion on the table just because we can't seem to find a way to get these pieces of legislation passed through our legislature. So, fingers crossed that we'll get somewhere and be eligible for all this money that we desperately need. Again, for rural Oregon in particular, this is the best economic development tool any rural area can have is high-speed internet. And that's what we're trying to do here in Tillamook County especially. So with that, Madam Chair, I appreciate the time, and I will turn it back to you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay. So I'll talk about a couple things coming up. One of them is a fundraiser for the Salmonberry Trail Foundation, and I've talked a bit about the Salmonberry Trail on these calls. There has been some great work done this year with the Salmonberry Trail Foundation really getting kicked off in a very intentional way to raise funds so that we can build this trail. And as Commissioner Bartlein former Commissioner Bartlein has said, he just wants to see it built so he can walk it while he's still with us. So there's a lot of work being done, and one of those key things is to really get people excited about it, get people rallying around it, and to raise money to build it. So coming up on Thursday, June 22nd, from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at the McMenamins Cornelius Pass Roadhouse, there will be a dinner event. It's going to have music and speakers and silent auction items. Should be a really good time. I can say that one of those silent auction items might be a local fishing guide that I know who is excited to share that. So I think there are some great items there. It is $100 a ticket. I know that may seem like a high price, but we've got to build trail, and it's going to be an expensive endeavor. So if you are a supporter of the Salmonberry Trail and you are interested in getting involved at a deeper level and jumping in with some fundraising here and possibly some volunteer work, those sorts of things, this is a great event. You can sign up for your tickets. You could reach out to me. You could also go to the salmonberrytrail.org website click on the latest, which will take you to all the different updates of what's been happening on the trail, and also has a place for you to sign up to get your tickets. So just wanted to get that out there. It's going to be a really fun event. Unfortunately, I will be out of town and am unable to attend, but I hope that the community will come out in support of this great project. Another thing I want to bring up is we have been working in regard to services for those experiencing homelessness. We've talked many times about the grant that we got from the state of Oregon to create a 5-year strategic plan and to begin to build out that service model. We are coming very, very close to being ready to submit a draft 5-year strategic plan to the state of Oregon. I know that people would like to see a copy of that, and I am excited to share that with you. We are in the process of scheduling a meeting. I'm sorry I don't have the date yet, but it should take place in the next 2 weeks, where we will be rolling out that plan and giving people in the public an opportunity to give us feedback about what they think about that plan. That plan to date has been created by a partnership of stakeholders, including elected officials or their representatives from all 7 of our cities, as well as our service providers, and informed by those who are currently experiencing homelessness or who have experienced homelessness in the past. So it really started out as a plan working to be built by those who are deeper in the knowledge of the issue, and then we will roll that out to the public. So keep your eyes open for that meeting. It should be in the next 2 weeks, and we'll make sure we get information out so everyone can have a chance to take a look at that plan and to provide your thoughts. So exciting things related to that. On that same vein, the county signed a lease with CARE last week at our meeting to provide site control for them for a piece of property so that they could begin to design a new shelter for those experiencing homelessness in Tillamook County. The process is just beginning. Having site control was the first piece for them, and the piece of property that we have signed a lease on is adjacent to the CARE property, is a place where there are already people who have set up encampments there, and the goal is to really formalize this into a well-run camp, one that will have staff 24 hours a day. It will provide bathroom and shower facilities. It is something that will give people a place to be where they can work with case managers to get to being housed, which is our goal for all of us. So we often have people ask, tell me, I want the homeless people out of the doorways. I want homeless people off our streets. And I completely agree. And what we are working to do here is build a place for them to go. Because my question always for people who want them out of doorways is, where do you want them? And I expect that this project may generate some energy in the community, both for and against. And I hope what people will recognize is that the goal here is to treat everyone with respect and humanity and provide safety and provide support and help. So just the first piece of that, you will see more of that coming out in the community. You will see, I believe, a public meeting before too long in partnership with the county, the city, and CARE to talk about their model. If in the meantime you are curious about this and you would like to know more, you can go back and watch the recording of the Board of Commissioners meeting. There's a presentation by CARE in the very beginning that talks about their model. Also, feel free to reach out to me if you would like more information. But this is a very exciting opportunity in our community. We are doing the same thing that cities and counties are doing all across the state of Oregon in responding and creating safe spaces so that people can get the support they need to move into housing. And this is a great step in that. Okay, I don't know if it's a fun fact, but one fact I wanted to share. I was on a call recently, and we had folks from the employment department there talking about workforce and talking about, everyone says, why are there so many open jobs, and why do we not have people taking those jobs? And I found it really interesting. In Tillamook County, between 2009 and 2021, we added 1,500 people in our county, which sounds great. They should all want jobs, right? Except at the same time, we dropped 900 people in the age range of 18 years to 64 years. So the people that moved to our county were largely younger than 18 or older than 18. So we have seen a drop in those who are traditional workforce. So it's an interesting number to know and to think about when we think about all of those employees wanted signs that we see we are losing the folks who are of the age that they would traditionally be working. So just a fact that struck me. So I wanted to share that as we go into our busy season and continually find ourselves asking, where are the workers? With that, I will wrap up my piece of this, and we will move on to the city of Manzanita. Do we have Mayor Deb Simmons with us today? Giving her a minute in case she's on mute. Okay, I'm not hearing her, so we will move on to Rockaway Beach. Do we have Mayor? Oh, there you are, Deb. Yay!
Thank you. A little tricky.
It is true. Sometimes, yeah. So go right ahead.
Thank you for having me. It's a beautiful morning in Manzanita. I want to say that our farmers market has gotten off to a very great start. That is located at Underhill Plaza, 635 Manzanita Avenue, and those are Friday evenings. The vendors are there from 4 to 7. So there's lots of good food and good cheer and community spirit there. So hope more people will join us as we go forward. Our city council meeting is tomorrow evening at the Pine Grove. It's an in-person session. It starts at 6 o'clock. We have a very full agenda, so be prepared for that. And we will be announcing the Citizen of the Year. And last, the Mayor's Monday will meet June 12th at 10:30, and we'll be meeting in the little park behind the Visitor Center. So thank you. Have a good week ahead, and appreciate what you do.
Thank you so much, Mayor. Okay, moving on to Rockaway Beach. Mayor Charles McNeely.
Good morning, Tillamook County. Can you hear me?
We can. Good morning.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. It's good to be here this morning. Appreciate these opportunities. Just a couple of things. First, I'll mention that the Rockaway Beach Fire Department is recruiting a full-time fire rescue captain. So if you're interested in learning more, please go to our city website. Also, a really good example of interagency cooperation. The Rockaway Beach Fire and the Halem Bay Fire teamed up for joint water rescue training last Saturday. So certainly timing, given that we're moving into the summer season, vacation season now. And then our fire department was awarded $35,000 to fund additional temporary staffing during the summer season. So clearly that's a really good thing for our community and the communities around us. We're also taking applications for an opening on our planning commission, which I think I've mentioned in previous meetings. It'll be opened up. The opening will take applications through June. Our public works department completed their annual safety training, which included hands-on training for atmospheric testing and entering confined spaces. Not something I want to do, so I'm really glad we have people that are more than happy to go into confined spaces such as underground pump stations and deep utility vaults. Final design for our Anchor Street Park and restroom project is completed and should be posted on the Public Works page of our city website today. And then the last item I'll mention is that City Manager Shepard and I hosted Rockaway Beach's first monthly Coffee with the Manager and Mayor, also known as What's on Your Mind, fourth Thursday in May, and it will continue the fourth Thursday of each month at 9 a.m. We had 9 residents on hand and a productive session. We'll put the input from that session in the next council meetings packet, and I'll talk about it during my mayor's report. With that, I'll kick it back to you, Commissioner.
All right. Thank you so much, Mayor. Appreciate that. Okay, moving on to Garibaldi. Is Mayor Tim Hall with us? I'm not seeing his typical number, but sometimes y'all trip me. Okay, not hearing from Mayor Hall. Let's move on to Bay City. Mayor David McCall. All right, not hearing from Mayor McCall. We'll move on to Tillamook with City Manager Nathan George.
Good morning, Commissioner. Can you hear me?
I can, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Yes, I do have several things. First of all, I wanted to go over our council meeting from last night. We had a lighter meeting, which was definitely not a problem. At the request of the county, we have made an appointment to the Northwest Oregon Area Commercial and Transportation Mayor Burris is our first our elected appointee, and then I will serve as the alternate. So also a couple of things too. We had several updates. One of the things we talked about was homelessness, and in conjunction with CARE and with Tillamook County, as I know you talked about homelessness and the facility going in. Also, the city is working on a plan to give some locations for our homeless population to camp in areas that are a little better provided for them, working on getting trash and restrooms set up, and then having them locate in areas that are more conducive to both assisting from our end and as well as better locations for them. So we're excited to be partnering with CARE and with Tillamook County on this, and that will help transition them to the other low barrier shelter. Also, we talked about Juneteenth Day in observance of the national holiday. The city will now be observing this starting on June 19th. And just a quick history, Juneteenth was originally on June 19th. I think it was 1856. I may be slightly off. Maybe it's 1864. Was the first time that an order of emancipating the slaves in Texas was ordered. And so that June 19th was shortened into Juneteenth. It's been celebrated for over 100 years, possibly more. So we will be celebrating that, and that will bring us to our next meeting. Instead of being on June 19th on Monday, it will be on June 20th on a Tuesday. In the Public Works Department, crews will hang flower baskets along Main Street and Pacific Avenue this week. Please be mindful of employees and equipment. We're excited for this year's flower basket program. J. Andes did a beautiful job assembling 50 hanging baskets again this year. And we want to remind the public that we are also hiring for a seasonal position, primarily responsible for watering and maintaining those flowers throughout the season. And we ask you to please visit our website for an application, or if anybody knows anybody that's interested, please let them know. Eichler Construction Group will pave the road where a new sewer manhole was recently installed. To ensure the community safety and expedite the construction process, the City of Tillamook will close 5th Street from the Stuck Avenue to Miller Avenue. This is really in conjunction of the new Willard Apartments, which were formerly called the Stuck Ocean Apartments. The job is expected to be completed by the end of the day on June 6th. Today, we hope to impose as little disruption as possible and do our best to work with anybody with any individual needs. So if you do, please contact Megan Chinsley at publicworks@tillamookor.gov, or you can call our main number and get to her as well. Thank you for your understanding on this. Our wastewater treatment plant and water distribution divisions are carrying out maintenance operations this week, including repairing leaks within the distribution system. Our street division is continuing continuing preparation work for June Dairy Parade by organizing and assembling the hundreds of traffic control devices necessary for this event. Our street division has replaced street signs and stop signs posts on Linden Drive, Alder Lane, and Pine Avenue. And this Friday, June 9th, from 7 to 10:30 p.m., the Halem Bay Health Center presents an informative, 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., the Halem Bay Health Center presents an informative movie night and event and resource fair where you can learn about services and resources available to the Hispanic community in Tillamook County. So that will be at the Goodspeed Park. We'll be hosting that. It's put on by it's sponsored by the Halem Bay Center, and it will be here in our Goodspeed Park from 7 to 10:30. Sorry about that. There will be food, fun activities for children, and the movie will start at 9 p.m. We hope to see you there. That is a free event. Fun fact, all the water in the world today is the same water that was here thousands of years ago. The water from your faucet could actually contain molecules that the dinosaurs drank, or other famous people who also drank or sailed on top of it. Tillamook Police Department, City Manager George, myself, and Lieutenant Parks will attend the Oregon Office of Emergency Management's unveiling of the emergency response equipment that is staged at the Port of Tillamook in partnership with the Near Space Corporation. So this is very exciting. This equipment is basically tents. They can set up a command center. They can set up showers, portable showers in the tents. There's sleeping quarters. There's food to support 80 people for 2 weeks, and there's medical tents. It's a really great, wonderful response equipment for any type of emergency in our area. So we'll be able to serve the greater area of Tillamook County and those surrounding it. Lieutenant Truxell attended the Tillamook County Commissioners meeting regarding lease of property next to CARE Inc. And as we talked about earlier, the space has been identified as an area for low barrier shelter place, so we're very excited about that as well. The Tillamook High School graduation was on Friday, June 2nd. There was a procession from the TPUD to Tillamook High School, and the police department helped with the graduation to ensure everyone in attendance was safe and a good time. And we had some counselors thank the police department last night for that in our meeting, which was great. Members of the Tillamook Police and Public Works Departments meet to work through the details of our June Dairy Parade, as I talked about. And the police department is also heavily involved in that. We want to make sure everyone's safe and have a good June Dairy Parade at the end of the month. On Saturday, June 3rd in the evening, the Tillamook Police Department, Tillamook County Sheriff's Office, and the Oregon State Police, Advanced Health Ambulance, and the Tillamook Fire District all respond to reported shots fired around the 2800 block on 3rd Street. Officers arrived quickly, identified a gunshot wound victim. Heroic first aid efforts were administered. The victim was transported to the hospital and later airlifted to a trauma hospital for further care. Investigators determined the person of interest and set out an attempt to locate that person. One person was eventually taken in custody. On Sunday, June 4th, Tillamook Police Department investigators received a tip. This is what I'm talking about in regards to where the suspects could be located. And Lieutenant Troxel and Sergeant Halls responded and took the juvenile into custody for attempted murder. This investigation continues, and we still want to locate the car. The Tillamook police officers, actually we did locate the car, I apologize for that. The Tillamook police officers thank everyone for providing information, and the case has been sent to Tillamook County Juvenile Department and District Attorney's Office. The city has a vacancy on the Tillamook Planning Commission, and a vacancy on the city's Budget Committee. If you're interested in serving either of these boards, please contact the city by calling our main number or visiting our website, TillamoookOR.gov. And a reminder, if you see something, please say something by calling 911. If it's an emergency, or dispatch if it's a non-emergency. This is the only way law enforcement emergency service can properly address any concerns or issues. And the next regular council meeting will be held on June 20th on Tuesday. And we encourage anyone and everyone that would like to attend to please be there in person or attend online. And that's all I have today, Commissioner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nathan. Any questions for Nathan? Okay, hearing none, we will move on. South County, Doug Olson, are you with us this morning?
Good morning, Commissioner. I am here. It's a beautiful day in South Tillamook County.
Good morning.
Good morning. A couple of things. We're moving towards our summer events, including Clover's Day and Dory Days, which will be the third weekend in July. Sooner on the calendar will be the Blessing of the Fleet, which is this Saturday at noon on the beach at Cape Kiwanda. What this is our Dorymen's Association, which has upwards of 500 members, maybe more. They gather about a dozen, 2 dozen, sometimes 3 dozen boats on the beach right at noon. It's a wonderful time to inspect the boats, by the way, if you've never seen a dory boat up close. And then the local clergy offers some prayers and remarks about the sailors who go to sea, which is a tradition that's been going on around the world for hundreds and hundreds of years when the people go out. And even a short trip can be quite challenging and dangerous. So blessings are offered and the season begins. And so here we are already in the summer. So that's for the Dorymen. For the Chamber of Commerce, we meet today at 12 noon at the Kiwanda Community Center. And today our speaker will be county personnel. We'll have Sarah Absher, who is the Director of Community Development. She'll be talking about the items that were mentioned earlier in this call, vacation rentals. And as was pointed out by Commissioner Yamamoto, there's another hearing to be held by the county, I think on the 12th or 13th. But in any event, this will be an opportunity for local people to hear a little bit more about the background of the proposed ordinance and what is being said on either side. And as everyone knows, this is a very sometimes personal and contentious issue because it's private property rights of one sort or another, meaning yours if you live here and would like to just be left alone and enjoy your neighborhood. And then those who own property and seek to rent it through visitors and earn a little extra money to perhaps help pay for the home. So no easy answers on that one, but we'll hear the latest today at noon at the Kiwanda Community Center. So If you've got an extra hour or so, come on over, and we guarantee you'll know more at 1:15 than you did at 12 noon. So with that, Commissioner, lots going on in South County. It's a beautiful day. Anybody who stays inside today is crazy. You've got to get out and enjoy our weather. So thanks so much.
All right, thank you, Doug. Appreciate that. Okay, with that, we have finished our agenda, and I would like to thank KTIL for broadcasting, everyone for attending, and we will adjourn this meeting at 8:49 a.m. Thank you.